Welcome to Tush Twins, heard and seen exclusively on MalcolmPresents.com, a streaming platform heard around the world and beyond. And I just want to start off because actually tonight is the first day of the Jewish New Year, which we'll talk about later. Lashana Tovah, which I guess
Lashana
it's
Tova.
Hebrew. Is it
Lashana
Happy New
Tovah.
Year?
Yeah.
Lashana Tova is Hebrew.
Yep.
And it's
Lashana
the year
Tovah.
5785.
57. We're getting, although in parts of the world it's already 5785,
Right.
but here it's still 5784.
And when I woke up, I felt every year of that.
Did you?
Like
I had a run to my
Oh,
PT, so I didn't have time to think about much of anything other than I hope I get there before I can get a cappuccino next door. Because I was like, I'm tired, man. It was
Anyway,
like,
Max, do the formal introduction and
okay, here we are. I'm Maxine Faith, and you are the
I'm
redhead.
Rusty.
Yeah,
Rusty Rollins.
yeah.
Rusty Paula. Paula Rusty.
Rusty
Auntie
Rose,
Cuckoo. Auntie Rose.
Auntie
Cuckoo
Cuckoo. Yeah.
Rose. Paula Rose. Rose Faith. Whatever I wanted to be a different person.
but when you have a different name, do you assume another personality?
Always.
Rose Sybil. So that.
What?
Huh? Who?
Huh?
Who am I?
What? So anyway, we
The,
are the Tush
the
twins.
many faces of Paula.
We are the Tush twins, and we have with us our other cheek, Malcolm. He's the extra cheek, extra
That's a
cheek.
treat.
Although I can't speak. So you know the drill. We've been she has her glasses, been friends for over 60 years and know each other so well. We're pretty much joined at the Tush. The Tush. So anyway, so here the next 30 minutes we're gonna have some friendly talk with some serious stuff sometimes, but mostly fun. And so we're going to be journeying back in time, forward in time, all while staying in the present. Ha.
Ooh.
So
Present? I
you
get a
want
present?
you're getting a present.
Present.
Oh, present. You just
I
got
want a
a
present. Someone say present.
present.
I want
Yeah.
one.
Okay, me too.
Your face lit up.
I don't know what present I want yet, but
Oh, I'll take anything
I want to
that
go
has a designer label on
my
it.
my my son tells me he's going to Zanzibar in next September.
Well, I know what present you want, and it probably would be a post-election.
I know what present I want.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that's the biggest present.
Right.
we're not going to talk politics
Well,
today.
all I know is when Elon said they're going to Zanzibar, I started to sing the song. Kathy, who lives most everywhere,
From Zanzibar,
from Zanzibar to Berkeley
Berkeley
Square.
Square.
Where's
But
Berkeley
that is
Square?
in London.
London.
That's what I thought. I looked up Berkeley Square and I didn't see it. It said Berkeley Square. They pronounced Berkeley Barkley?
Not Barclay.
I just
don't
know
know.
Berkeley Square
What's the
because
name of the
Berkeley
song with
Square.
Berkeley Square?
I don't know.
There's a famous
The
song.
Patty Duke song. There's Kathy who lives just everywhere.
They do the
From
hammer.
Zanzibar, from Berkeley Square. But Patty likes to rock and roll amongst and makes her lose control. What a crazy pair. Yet they're cousins. Finish it off.
I did
Okay.
the cousins.
Okay, on with what we want to talk about. We only have a half hour.
This is more fun. We said we were going to have fun.
So
anyway.
They go squirrel.
Yeah, squirrel. Marco.
Hello.
Okay. Anyway, I caught this thing and I didn't know, but apparently both Malcolm and the Rusty Paula Rosie person knew. When I go to Disney World or Disneyland and I see Mickey and Minnie, I always go up to them and I go, "How do you get away with just living together for all these years? And why aren't you married?" And the answer is always the same. I get no answer, and they go. So, which leads me to believe, like, what is going on with those two? But anyway, then I saw something that came up on my feed today.
Freedom of choice.
Yeah, freedom of choice, I guess, Is she a single cat lady, even though she's a mouse? So anyway, so I saw this article. I'm just going to read what it says. It says, from Spencer Tracy and Katharine Hepburn to Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, the entertainment industry is rife with tales of co-stars who fell in love while performing together. Given the
Mhm.
sweet feelings their famous characters consistently displayed to one another, it's not surprising that the same fate befell longtime Mickey and Minnie Mouse voice actors Wayne Allwine and Russie Taylor. At the time, Taylor beat out approximately 200 competitors to claim the voice role of Minnie, and that was in '86. I don't know who it was
Oh,
before.
Mickey. Ah.
Both she and Alwyn, by then already established as Mickey for almost a decade, so he was ahead of it, were married to other people. But the rapport as co-workers and friends soon blossomed into genuine affection after especially each obtained a divorce, and they were married in Hawaii in 1991. The couple refused to talk publicly about their romance, preferring to keep the focus on the iconic characters they were tasked portraying, although the cartoon heart
But
stayed.
these were the newest Mickey Mouse
These are the newest
voices.
ones. So
Yeah.
Benny was 86, so he started in 76.
Mhm.
So anyway, they wanted to, they radiated within each other's presence, and it was clear to all that they loved each other. So a former colleague said that Allwine would bring a ukulele to joint interviews with Taylor, and while he would launch into song as Mickey to serenade Minnie, you knew it was what Wayne was talking about. Like she knew what was going on.
Mm.
Unfortunately, Allwine, he passed in 2009. Taylor
Oh.
had a tough time returning to work with Brett Iwan, the new Mickey, yet she pulled it together to continue Minnie's various big and small screen adventures, even earning her first primetime Emmy nomination in 2018. I don't even know for what that was. Before joining her beloved in the Great Sound Booth in the Sky, I guess she passed in 2019. So anyway, I didn't realize that these two, you know,
Really? What,
voices of Minnie and Mickey
You know who
had
the original Mickey Mouse voice was?
Walt Disney.
Yep.
Ding 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 ding.
who
So,
was Walt
Isn't
Disney
that sad?
exactly?
I know all this stuff.
well, you're a Disney freak, and I think your nephew is a Disney freak. Hence, his
Oh,
kid's name
yes,
is
he is.
Walter.
But now
They
the
named him
questions,
after Walt Disney.
but now the
And
question is,
someone's grandfather, right? It
yeah,
wasn't just
Yes.
Walt Disney.
are,
Okay.
are
No.
Mickey and Minnie married in fantasy world?
Not that I'm
No, I think they're
aware of.
living in sin. They're kind of cool. They're really groovy, man.
They're kind of cool. Everything's groovy, man. Groovy. I just, it's kind of funny
I,
that
I'm, I'm, I'm I'm just, curious why the church hasn't attacked them.
Because
I
they're
don't know,
Jewish.
maybe they had. I don't know. Mickey and Minnie, maybe, I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, I think Mr. Disney wasn't exactly Jew friendly in a lot of
Well,
times
yeah.
sometimes. I heard he
That's
was,
the rumors, but I don't know what he
who
actually was.
That's a
knows? I
rumor.
I, I don't I'm hoping it's not true, but
They said
because
they never had Jewish people working for, but they had so many. His top writers and
right,
artists were Jewish.
yeah,
They said that was full of poo-poo.
Was
yeah,
Mel Blanc Jewish?
Yes.
I believe so.
Yes, he was.
That's our silly rabbit guy, right?
Elmer
That's
Fudd.
awful.
And Elmer Fudd. He did Elmer too,
Yes.
right?
Yes, he did all of them
And how do you know
basically
all this?
because I watch him still.
It's like Animaniacs.
I love
Uh,
there's one
I go anime.
there's one that Daffy Duck does, and uh, all he
Stop
says to his
season.
wife to get along with her, yes, my love, yes, my love, yes,
oh,
my
yes, my
love,
love. Right. Yes, my
yes, my
love.
love.
Yes,
Then that's a secret to a long
that's what
marriage.
our husbands should say to
Husbands
us.
do.
They should
They
just say,
do.
"Yes, my love."
That's my
I
love.
mean,
And not pay
make
attention, and not pay
I'm
attention
making
to anything you
sure
do.
Les says that tonight. Yeah. When
Well,
we
my favorite thing is open Saskatchewan, open Scarsdale, open the Sesame.
oh, now you know where we're coming from. We're out of our freaking
I
gourds.
still watch Looney Tunes almost
Well,
every single day of my life.
because we're living in Looney Tunes.
Because I have a
Although,
husband that's 12. He thinks, no, he's grown up.
yeah, I think Les was screaming at the Mets game yesterday like he was 10.
Yeah, I was watching the Met game.
Yeah, well, so far so good. Fingers
And
crossed.
what
Come
is it?
on, baseball gods.
What is it? 2 out of 3?
I think if they win today, they're in the next
Yeah,
step.
next round.
Yeah, and it'll probably be the
Right.
Phillies. It'll be
Yeah,
the
this is a
Phillies.
wild card, I think.
Yeah, it is a wild
Yeah.
card. So I'm keeping my toes and fingers
But
crossed.
they made it through this, so I'm happy.
But I
I-
want them to get through this. I want them to hit the next
I
level.
want them to win the World Series.
I
and
want it to
do
be a Yankee Met World Series, a Subway Series.
Yes.
And then you'll have to take
And-
Elon and find
Another dominatrix, yes.
another dominatrix. That's a whole other story, ladies and gentlemen.
And may Pete Rose rest in peace.
Yeah. Well,
And Pete Rose
a
passed.
lot of people passing away.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
been
I know.
Chris Christopherson and
I don't know.
Who was the other
Did we talk about
gentleman?
Maggie Smith?
Yeah,
we did
no,
not.
we
No, we
not.
didn't. But
When
she
did Chris pass away?
just
Chris Christo.
recently,
It's
just a couple of
during
days
the
ago,
week. I don't know what day.
two days ago or
I
something.
heard something. I didn't even know. There wasn't a big thing on the news or anything.
Yeah,
And-
there
I was
was.
shocked.
And
There was.
John Amos,
John
Yeah, that
Amos
was
last night.
yesterday.
Yeah, Pete Rose yesterday,
Pete
both
Rose.
83 and 84. Pete Rose was Charlie Hustle.
Yeah.
He punched, I think it was Bud Harrelson.
I was
Yeah.
at that game, by the way.
I know you were. I
I
watched
was
on
at it.
TV.
It was a championship game, and I was there with my dad. And
I
he
remember.
beat up skinny Bud Harrelson.
No.
And I
And then they
hated him
started.
for it.
Then the Mets fans started throwing stuff at the
Yeah,
field.
'cause he was what's known as beloved.
And Willie Mays was in Met uniform during that
Mhm.
playoff game. It
Yes,
was a
he
while
was.
ago. And Tom Seaver and I don't know who the third
Tom,
one was.
terrific.
Tom terrific.
They came out begging the fans to stop it because the umpires were going to call the game.
Forfeit the
The
game.
Mets and the Mets were losing at that point.
But going back to the
So-
Mets, I remember 1962 Mets
Oh yeah.
So do
when they
we.
first came in the league. They were so horrible.
Well,
We know.
the White Sox have a worse record than the 62 Mets.
I think they
How
lost
is that
100.
even possible?
I think
That
they
is
lost
the
100.
best.
I think they lost 104 games, was it?
No,
No,
they
it's
lost like 120
121.
games. But I think the Mets
Sox lost 121.
Was
right, they're
120
one game.
out.
The Mets are out. The Mets are out of that statistic
No.
now.
But it
Oh
was-
God, thank you.
But it was so exhilarating when they won the 69 World Series.
I
We
know.
know. It was
We
the
were
best.
we were in high school, and it
We
was
were in
like
junior high.
no, I think we actually that
We
year
just-
69 we
we
just
were
started high
yeah.
school.
Yes.
So we were sophomores. And,
No, you're right. We were sophomores.
And I remember people ripping paper up and
Screaming.
throwing it out the window into the
I just-
corridor section, and then the
Mhm.
principal going, "You will be cleaning that up."
I just
But-
remember being in gym and everyone in the locker room screaming. Do you
Yeah,
remember
I
those
was-
balloon outfits we used to have to wear?
Oh, disgusting!
The gym
Ooh.
outfits.
Those green,
the,
yucky,
like
disgusting.
greenish
then-
blue things.
Right, and
blue.
we would have to. I don't know. It was I remember junior high doing "Go You Chicken Fat, Go Away."
Go you
Go
chicken fat,
go away.
Go you chicken fat,
Touchdown
go
every morning, 10
morning.
times.
10 times.
Give that chicken fat back to the chicken and don't be. I don't know. Let's stop.
Oh,
But- but
Anyway,
speaking of New York championships, who remembers the 55 Dodgers, Brooklyn Dodgers?
not me.
We were just a year old.
We wound up being not even a year
And
old.
you don't
but yeah.
remember?
Yeah, no, I don't.
I was a
guess
year
you
old. No, I
do.
don't
I
remember.
remember watching it on
Yeah.
TV and running out in the street.
I remember.
I remember going. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, at
No.
Damien's bar mitzvah, the 86 Mets, when they won, we were in California for his bar mitzvah, and everyone ran onto Wilshire Boulevard screaming. And a Beverly Hills cop came over to us and said, "You better stop this. There's no one around." It was nighttime. And we said, "We're not, we're not like crazy. We're just going, yay, Mets, whatever." And he goes, "Nope, you better stop it, and you better get where you're going." That's what he said
Because
to
they were
us.
Dodger fans.
But did
You
you do
know.
it?
Yeah, well, we did it, 10 minutes worth, and then we left. We're not gonna start up with a cop.
The Beverly
But,
Hills Cop at that.
right. And I'm like, I was pissed off, by the way, but nothing I could do. I mean, you don't say no. You say, yeah, sure, and goodbye. Yes, officer, we'll be leaving.
Yes,
And
sir.
a hail and hearty this to you. So
Yes.
oh, you have the finger,
How's your
right?
finger?
It's much better. The bandage is
Okay.
smaller and the stitches are out.
Good. So you're on
And
the path to
I'm on the
Path
mend.
to
It's still
recovery.
swollen. I go
Mhm.
back to the doctor next week,
Mm.
so
see if I need any more meds.
so
Hopefully
But,
not.
but actually, going back to New York sports, I think that 68, 69 year where it's like the magic time. That's when
The what?
we had the
the,
Knicks,
the
the
Knicks and the
Jets,
Jets.
and the
Knicks,
Mets.
Nets, and the Jets. Knicks,
Yeah.
Nets, and the Jets.
Willie Mays.
I don't know. There was, yeah, the Giants didn't do much that year, right? But
No,
I don't know.
No,
the
But
Jets.
yeah, that was good. I
But I
liked it.
went to my first baseball game because my father didn't really never watched baseball. It wasn't fencing or martial arts. My father didn't even care about it.
but they
But my
never
first
had. Oh,
baseball game
with who?
was in 1962 with Phil and Mitch and
Yep.
Maxine.
Yep.
And I think Jay and Hank were there too. We all went. There was a whole group of us.
I
Or
don't
maybe it was
remember.
just Jay.
I think it was Jay. I don't think Hank came.
62?
Yeah.
62. I just
Yep.
remember going
Was that the Mets?
and see the
Yeah.
Mets, my first Met
Was that the
game, and
first
I got
year?
That was at
addicted
Shea
to it.
Stadium. Yeah. It
Mhm.
wasn't, that was the second year, I think.
I
Or
think
No,
that
the
came in 62.
62.
62 or 3. Because they played in the Polo Grounds, but we saw it at
Holograms in 61.
we saw them at Shea.
So
So
them at Shea. It was
I
62 in Shea.
remember my uncle Malcolm got us tickets to the Mets game. This was like 63 and
Mm.
or maybe 4, and it was Dodgers. And he had tickets for all 3 Dodger games. Of course, the
Wow.
Mets were horrible. And I saw uh Don, was it Drysdale? Who was it?
Don
Drysdale?
Drysdale or
Don
Sandy
Drysdale
Yeah.
Koufax?
pitch and Claude Osteen pitch.
Claude Osteen was
I saw it was Maury Wills. Was it
could have
Maury?
been.
The Maury Wills, he stole second, third, and home. The Dodgers won every game. But my cousin Bruce was with us. They used to have like a megaphone with the popcorn. So
Oh,
you can
yes.
and you can use the megaphone to scream or whatever.
I had one of those, but a real one.
He wasn't watching. He's looking at me. A foul ball comes right in the megaphone. He got a foul ball in a megaphone. He wasn't even trying. It was just out like this. So I never saw that happen again. But
Well, how many you guys weren't in Ebbets Field?
no,
No.
No, you're too
too
young.
young.
But
It went
in
away.
Ebbets Field, they used to have what's called the Dodger Symphony. I don't know if you ever and Hilda.
That was before us.
Yeah. But what they did is like well, number one, if someone really good came up to bat, even the opposing team, generally the Dodger fans gave him a round of applause, not because he was batting against them, but because he was a great player, like
Yeah,
the
well,
Stan Musials or the
yeah.
good players. But when they would get out, and as they would walk back to the dugout, the Dodger Symphony would go da dun 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 dun, and they paced it how fast the guy was walking or how slow they were
Oh,
walking.
so if it's with fast walk, go da 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 da. They should do that
The
again.
worms go
Yeah.
in, the worms go out.
and
Into your
and some
stomach and out of your
and out
mouth,
of your
then
mouth,
eat you up.
you up
and
till you're
some of the
dead.
ball players played with them. So what they did, they would do it slow with that
Yeah.
dun dun dun, and then they pick it up. Da, 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 da,
You
and then
should
they
call the
slow down
Dodgers
again.
and tell them to do that again. So I guess when Otani comes out, it'll be going. It's like,
And then when they sat down, they had their boom.
yeah. Yep. Wow.
It was
That would
fun
be
days.
fun. I would like to see that. That would be
It was
something.
called the
Next time we
Dodger
go to a Met
Symphony.
game, Max, we have to do that.
We need to go. We haven't gone in a while. We should book it for
No.
next Passover.
We get our hot dogs and matzah.
We would eat hot dogs and we'd get the hot dog on the bun, we throw the bun away, and we eat the hot dog with matzah,
My-
which is kind
But they
of
weren't
hard to.
kosher in those days.
I know. I mean, it was a joke. The whole thing was
Well,
a
you know
joke.
the famous story about Yom Kippur and Sandy Koufax
Yes,
Right.
and my family were
and,
happy he didn't
and Hank
play.
Greenberg also was
Yeah,
the
they
Yeah,
didn't play. Yeah, I mean, that's
I
like,
don't,
I don't blame them. That was
no,
it's the holiest day. Don't schedule them to pitch another day, guys. Let me,
no, but this was
I-
during the World Series, or I think it was for Greenberg. It might have been either like the deciding game for the not for the World Series, but for the pennant race.
yeah.
hmm.
And I understand
Well,
that the story goes, it's Greenberg was like about 6'3", I think. And in those
mhm.
days, that was tall, especially for being Jewish.
Oh
So
yeah.
when he went to temple on Yom Kippur, I understand the congregation got up and gave him a round of applause.
Oh God, on Yom
Aw.
Kippur,
Yeah,
not supposed to do that, but
that's what
hey.
what he took off.
See, they're supposed to do this.
Maybe the only thing I know that you can't do aside from
Jazz hands
the only thing I know, the only thing that you can't do on Yom Kippur, aside
is
from
eat.
drinking, is sex. I
Eat.
don't know why they have that.
Well, I guess
You're
I
not supposed
sinned
to have
even
any
more.
pleasure. I guess. I don't know. It's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
But I mean, because you're supposed to be serious, supposed to be reflecting,
And
and
hungry.
and you're supposed to be hungry. You're supposed to be like, wanting to learn to have some self-control.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I know when well, I don't go to temple now. I don't know. I think a lot of non-observant Jews, they do the ritual, but they don't go
yeah,
to temple. They fast and
yeah, well,
have a Yom Kippur dinner.
I actually love to go to temple up here in New Jersey, in Newton, because there's a woman rabbi and this woman cantor sings like an angel. Beautiful, beautiful voice. And the service is beautiful. And it's very engaging. And I love the rabbi. I think she's amazing.
Yeah,
well,
what I did, well, we went to temple, my boys were younger. Like when they started Hebrew school, I think like about 9, 10 years old, and we
Hmm.
stayed there for a good 8, 9 years. Yeah, so I think they were like 16, 17, or 18 when they were still in high school, not in college, because when they're in college they were away. Well, they
that one, yeah,
actually
they were.
but uh, now I do. Go to the different temples via the internet,
Internet?
and they're all.
Yes.
So do I.
And I generally go to the well, the Yiska services
Yes, I did that.
before, and also for Konidre.
Kol Nidre, yes. Kol Nidre is beautiful.
That's the opening of Yom Kippur.
Yom Kippur,
For,
I
for,
do
for
that.
those of you who aren't Jewish, or
Yes, that the Kol
those
Nidre
one or
is
two
the
people.
first. It's one of the first service on the eve of Yom Kippur,
Yeah.
and it brings in, and they repeat it so people can hear it if you come in late. So it's repeated like 3 times, and then there's a beautiful, very eerie tune, And I remember the
Oh,
Jewish Center of Brighton
Ninja.
Beach. I remember the cantor singing it and they get very emotional. So it's
Yeah,
it's
they're the
pretty.
two renditions of Kol Nidre where I cry, but when I cry. One is Al Jolson, because he did that.
Oh,
He did that, the jazz singer. It was the first uh, talking movie. It was partially talk, partly silent, and partly talking. He
that's a
did Kol
great movie
Nidre.
though.
And then I remember watching the Perry Como show. And Perry Como was a nice Jew and a nice Italian boy.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't be on that week of uh he would sing Kol Nidre, he would put in a yarmulke. I don't remember whether he wore tallis. I think he wore tallis also and a yarmulke, but he sang Kol Nidre in the show.
Wow.
Really? Wow.
That's eerie.
Yeah, and all the the Jewish
Ladies, I
listen,
really
oh
love
why they
you. Is he Jewish? Perry Komowitz?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe.
I'm trying to find the rabbi. It's Rabbi Haas, and he's at the Congregation Mikveh Israel
Cartwright?
in Savannah, Savannah, Georgia, which has it's the second oldest synagogue in the
Right.
U.S., I
It's
believe,
beautiful
outside
synagogue.
of Toro, and he's like a real character, this guy, and they have really nice services online. So that's where I usually go for
Well,
services now.
when I was living in
Savannah,
Manhattan,
Georgia.
Savannah, Georgia, if it's not
Who'd have
flooded out.
thunk? Uh,
Who would have thunk it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I was living in Manhattan on the Upper West Side, there was a temple. I'm forgetting the name of the temple, but I think it was Reconstructionists. And
Right.
then,
Okay.
and this was sort of more liberal
It was on
than
the west
conservative.
side off of
86th Street. It's on 86
yeah,
between Columbus and
I
Central Park South,
yes,
Central
like
Park West.
below Reform.
Yeah. And what they did, which I like,
In
number one, everything was done in English.
English. Yeah.
And
Makes it
in
easier.
fact, which is very similar to what's happening now. The one I remember one Yom Kippur going there that the rabbi announced that Israel was invaded.
I
Yeah, the
remember
They
Yom
attacked
that.
Kippur War, but now they're
Yom
having all
Kippur.
sorts of fun problems there.
But,
I
but,
don't
The
know. I
Rosh
mean,
Hashanah war.
uh, yeah.
but anyway,
So
the rabbi, which as I say, everything was in English, and which I liked is that he didn't talk about what God could do for you. It's you as a Jew, what you could do for God, how
it
you
sounds
could,
like Robert, it sounds like
Well,
John Kennedy.
yeah,
Ask
yeah,
not what your
you
country
could
can
right.
do, but
do for
But how you
you.
can, as a Jewish
what you
person,
can do
how
for your
you can
country.
improve the world, how you could make
Well,
life better.
yeah,
And then another thing which was interesting when, at the Jewish thing, you ask forgiveness for the sins
yeah,
you've done. Now he
right.
said, if you sinned against God, you can ask God for forgiveness. But if you've sinned against people or a person, you can't ask God to forgive you for that. You have to go to that person to
Right.
ask forgiveness. Let's say I did sin against you. I,
Part of 12 steps.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, God
They
definitely.
couldn't
make you
forgive me.
go to, you put a list of people who you think you have, wronged,
Yeah,
and then you try to reach
well,
out to them.
that's part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm just getting to this rabbi because Rabbi Haas, Robert
Yes.
Haas, is the rabbi in Savannah, and he has a bio. He went to Union College, blah 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 blah. Did all rabbi stuff, but he says in the last paragraph, it goes, he is also a sought after comedian.
Mm.
This is the
Oh,
rabbi, um, lecturer, preacher, and interfaith leader. He does shows, radio shows, colleges, theaters. This guy, the services sometimes are funny because he adds all this stuff in. So of course, of all the hundreds of temples in the U.S., I find the one that has the rabbi who's a comedian.
Well,
Uh,
I have a friend that's a rabbi, Jerry Cutler,
right.
who before
I
he was a rabbi was a screenplay writer and a PR person and a stand-up comic. So
right.
we would go to his services. When I would go to his services he used to have it in the Beverly Hills Hotel
Oh God.
or Beverly Hills High School, excuse me, in the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
And you had all the old comedians there
Yeah.
because
Well,
a lot of his people were for the performing arts. I mean,
I know that Phil went there, and I think one of the times he went there, Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks were there,
they
and
could have been his
Phil
services
did not know what to do with himself.
because I
He
saw,
just
I think it was George Burns, Red Buttons,
yeah.
a
Well,
lot of the people, Jack Benny, a lot of the Jewish comedians went there. And when I walked in, they looked old.
they were old then, huh?
Yeah, they were old then.
Hmm.
But when I went there, Rabbi Cutler introduced me, and they were talked to. They had that same patter, They all of a
Hmm.
sudden they got in the same cadence when they were younger, and
Right.
and, and then all of a sudden they weren't old anymore.
Right. Because they get into that groove that
Right.
they were in before. So that's pretty nuts, as they say.
And it was fascinating.
So,
But anyway,
but
what
then
did you do on the Jewish holidays when I know that the disappointing thing is, let's say tomorrow I'll go out and I live in Sherman Oaks, and which is big Jewish community, but it's a regular day.
Hmm.
The cars on the street,
Yeah,
all the
yeah.
shops
Well,
are open.
people go, yeah, don't.
People do. When I was a kid in Coney Island on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, it was
Nothing
dead.
was
I
dead.
guess it was the
Same
same in
with
Brighton
us.
Beach.
Same with
They-
Brighton. Yeah.
there
Same.
was
We
no
would go to
cars out,
services.
Yeah.
and there was none of the stores were open.
Yeah,
Even
No,
no,
nothing was open.
not
right,
anymore.
even the non-Jewish
It's a
storekeepers,
shame.
they
Yeah, the
would close
non-Jews,
it in
they would
respect.
close. Yeah, not now.
No,
You could go and everywhere's open, you know. The
Yeah.
only time stores are closed are Christmas, I think Easter. I think
Hmm.
those are the two main dates that like everything's closed.
well, I remember again going back to Coney Island. Nathan's was closed on Yom Kippur.
Yom
That was the
Kippur,
only day of the
yes.
year that they were closed.
Right.
And
Hmm.
then at sunset,
Is
they would
that why I went
And
there
they
reopen
were
that
open.
day for a hot dog
at
and couldn't
night.
get it?
I couldn't get it.
They opened at night though.
They
They
open at
open at
sundown.
night. So,
Right,
yeah,
right at
sundown.
sundown they
They
opened.
close it. Obviously, they close at sunset.
Right.
Eve,
Night before.
and they open at the end of the holiday.
Not now. No worries.
No.
You can
And
get a
what I
hot
would
dog
do,
all the time.
and what we would do is with I think 3 or 4 guys in high school, we used to walk. Actually, we used to walk on the boardwalk, to Brighton Beach because that's where a lot of the pretty girls hung out.
Oh, you knew it.
Yeah,
Yeah. We were there.
yeah, but you were too young then. You were like
We were babies, man.
I
9 years
know.
old,
Yeah,
maybe.
no, that's
We
not
were
not that.
Yeah,
babies.
No.
I wasn't into 9 or 10-year-olds.
Good to know.
Good. I'm glad to
But
hear that.
But
yeah,
anyway, guys, do you realize that our half hour is up?
right. Well, I'm going to shout out to the Jewish Center of Brighton Beach on Ocean Parkway, which is where I spent a good part of my Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur days.
Me too.
And you were there as well. So Rabbi Newstein was our rabbi.
Yes.
Cantor Herzl. I just why the cantor's name? He had an incredible voice. He was a redhead too, by the
Yes.
As a
Yes.
redhead.
way. Yeah. And so everyone out there who does observe Lashana Tovah, looking for us happy, healthy, sweet, and peaceful New Year. We need
Yeah, but
We need full one. We
peace.
need.
We
yeah,
need peace,
we need
and we
peace.
need a free and fair election in the United States that's gonna put the right person in. So anyway, that's it. All right. Anywho, everybody enjoy. Let's go Mets. And
And we'll see you.
Mets,
Actually, we'll
Mets,
see you
Mets.
before Yom Kippur, which is
see you next week.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is the next Friday night.
Right.
It'll be Friday night. What is that? The
Yeah,
9th?
Friday
What
night,
is
I
it?
think. Friday into Saturday.
Friday to Saturday.
Yep.
Not next week, the
Well, I'm
weekend.
very happy that Rosh Hashanah is on a weekday. 'Cause last year was on a Saturday. They couldn't blow the shofar.
Oh, you can't blow
Right.
the
Well,
shofar?
tomorrow,
No,
I
I
mean, I don't
you
think
cannot blow it
so.
on a Saturday.
Right. But not this year. You'll be able to have it. But also,
Yes.
Yom Kippur is Shabbat, so it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
all the extra prayers that you
Extra
would
stuff.
see. It said on Sabbath, add this, and that's what you're gonna be seeing in the book. And it's like I
I'm
would
going to
go,
Kol Nidra. That's it.
yeah. Well, that's
So
the highest of holidays, actually. The
Yeah.
Sabbath.
yeah, Yom Kippur, Kol Nidra. It's the high spot. That's what you
Yeah, I remember I hated when the Jewish holidays came out on Saturday or Sunday.
right.
Because
Well,
you
Because
didn't
yeah,
have school
you didn't
off.
have
right, we
school
didn't have
off.
an extra day off.
Right. So
That's what we
yeah,
loved about September as kids. You had Rosh Hashanah, then you had
separate,
Yom
and then Yom Kippur
Kippur, and
separate.
then you
Yeah.
had Sukkot.
Yeah.
Is
We
it
didn't have
Sukkot?
Sukkot. We were
Sukkot.
never off of Sukkot.
I took off because we can. Schools were open, but we took off.
Yeah.
We
I
went on a
didn't take off.
bicycle.
I don't ever
Yeah.
remember taking off of Sukkot. I
I
remember,
took off.
well, man, you were sneaky.
Mm,
We'll tell your
Jewish
mama.
holiday.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But
It's more
anyway,
like you played hooky is what you did.
go
All
go
right.
Peace out.
Peace
go
out,
for
everybody.
the New Year's dinner.
Happy, healthy, again,
Happy,
New Year.
healthy New
It's
Year. Lashana Tova to all our friends and
5785. It seems
families.
5785. It seems like it was just yesterday. Bye.
Right. All right. Ciao,
Shalom.
everyone. Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom, tata.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Arrivederci Roma.